Dads, what's something your son did that made you become a strict parent? I glanced at the clock and noticed it was already past 6. My son was supposed to be home an hour ago. I'd let him go to his friend's house after school because he'd been so responsible lately. Homework done on time. Chores finished without me even asking. The whole deal. So when he asked permission, I figured why not be the cool dad for once. I texted him. Nothing. Called him twice. Both times. Straight to voicemail. That's when the panic started creeping in. Just a little bit at first. Maybe his phone died, I told myself. Maybe they lost track of time playing video games. Then my phone rang. Unknown number. I picked up. And a man's voice said, "Is this Mr. Callahan?" My stomach dropped. "Yes, who's this?" "This is Officer Mendez with the Township Police. Your son's fine, but you need to come pick him up." My brain short-circuited. Pick him up? From where? The shop right on Maple. He's in the parking lot. I didn't even ask why. I just grabbed my keys and drove like I was in a Fast and Furious movie. When I pulled into the lot, I saw the cop car first. Lights off but still intimidating. Then I saw my son, sitting on the curb with 3 other kids, all of them drenched in neon-colored silly string. Their hair, their shirt, their shoes, everything. One kid had it stuck in his braces. I got out of the car and walked over, trying to process what I was looking at. Officer Mendez met me halfway and said, "So they decided to have a silly string war. Inside the store." Inside? He nodded. Ran through the aisles, spraying customers, knocked over a cereal display, hit an elderly woman in the face with a can of whipped cream. I turned to my son. He wouldn't make eye contact. I asked the officer if anyone was hurt. He said no, but the manager was livid and wanted them all banned from the property. Permanently. I thanked him, apologized, and dragged my son to the car. The whole ride home, he sat there in silence, peeling dried string off his hoodie. Finally, I asked, "What were you thinking?" He shrugged. "We were bored." I pulled over, not dramatically, just calmly into a gas station parking lot. I turned to him and said, "Bored? You have a PlayStation, a bike, a whole basement to yourself, and you chose domestic terrorism at ShopRite?" He bit his lip, trying not to smile. "It wasn't terrorism, Dad. It was just silly string. You assaulted a grandma with whipped cream." She laughed. She did not laugh. The cop said she screamed. He finally cracked. Started giggling like this was all some hilarious prank show. That's when I realized I'd been way too lenient. I took his phone, grounded him for 2 weeks. No friends, no video games, nothing. He looked at me like I just sentenced him to life in prison. 2 weeks, Dad, come on. You're lucky it's not 2 months. You're banned from a grocery store. Do you know how hard that is to accomplish? When we got home, I made him write an apology letter to the manager. 3 drafts later, he finally wrote something that didn't sound sarcastic. I mailed it the next day. A week later, we got a response. The manager accepted the apology but said the ban still stood. My son read it, sighed, and said, "Guess I'm never shopping there again." I looked at him and said, "You weren't shopping there in the first place. You were committing crimes." Now every time we pass that ShopRite, he sinks a little lower in his seat. And me? I'm the guy who has to explain to my wife why our son can't go grocery shopping within a 5-mile radius of our house.